it dawned on me. I was like, is that because I'm interested in those storylines, or is that because those are just the only good parts of the show?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Variant Cast. It's officially spooky season here in October, and I'm here with the one man that has never, ever carved a jack-o'-lantern. He's scared of them. How you doing, Trent?
I have a phobia, but I'm good. I'm trying to avoid them at all costs, but it's pretty hard this time of year. But hopefully, you don't see any. Hopefully, you don't see any in this episode. So,
You know, quick trip down to Spirit Halloween and a few shots of tequila and you'll be fine, brother. And just pray through it. Just pray through it, as they do in Hobby Lobby.
Yep.
But we got our October movies coming up here, as well as a review of Joker 2 and some Lord of the Rings stuff. What are we actually talking about, Trent?
So we're going to be talking about some October movies, like you said. We're going to be talking about some movies that are set to come out this month, but we're also going to be talking about some Joker 2. I went and saw it on opening day. That was certainly an experience. And then we will be talking about Rings of Power, because I just finished season 2. And we'll be talking about where did that $1 billion budget go. So make sure to listen to the whole episode to get all the facts. But let's jump straight into some Rounder Tots.
Yeah. So if you were curious what the breakdown looks like currently, I had a perfect September. Trent had a less than perfect September. I went green all around, and my tots were very, very tot. I took The Wild Robot and My Old Ass, which graded out at 98 and 91 respectively. I'm sitting at a record of 29 and 11. Trent went ahead and took Megaflopolis as one of his tots, and is currently sitting at a record of 27 and 13.
Yeah, that was a tough get. I mean, it had all the recipe to be a good movie, but apparently it's not good. So same with Beetlejuice. I expected to be bad, and like you reviewed last episode, that was good. And Speak No Evil was also supposedly good. So yeah, just take an L after L on those.
But hey, all it takes is one good month and you're right back in it. Unfortunately, it's not. I guess if I miss both of mine this month, but we got a bit of a lighter month in terms of movies. Not in terms of the, I guess you could say, the budgets of the movies. We got a couple really big movies coming out this month, and Venom, and I've seen a ton of advertising for Saturday night. So there's a few big ones, but we're going to be limiting it to just one tot and one rot. We have a pool of 5 movies to pick from, so we're going to be watching those trailers and doing that today. And then we'll get into the reviews of Joker and whatnot after that. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. You go ahead and take the first pick and tell us what trailer we're going to be watching first here.
Yeah, so I think that we should start off by doing Joker 2 came out this month, but weren't able to do that one. So I'm going to go with another comic book movie, which is Venom 3, The Last Venom, The Last Dance. But go ahead and Penguin.
Venom is such an interesting franchise. Like, who would have thought there'd be 3 Venom movies?
Yeah, not me. Definitely not.
But here we are. We're in 2024, almost 2025, and we're about to watch Venom. Well, Tom Cruise reference. Right.
So just more symbiotes.
More symbiotes doing symbiote stuff. It's always been a big thing of these movies. Is symbiote stuff. Apparently he turned himself into a parachute. Didn't know that. But I guess why not?
My creator. Of course.
Are we getting Venom lore?
Yeah, I think we're taken back to the Venom's home world.
What's his name then? No.
We have something he needs. As long as Venom lives, everything will end.
What are we doing?
We need a disguise.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
Eddie just still wearing his same outfit from No Way Home.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. We've come a long way.
Little Vegas action.
This world can't survive if you stay together.
But I need him.
Venom horse. Hell yeah.
You're bad people.
Yeah, we are.
There comes a time in every
Epic
man's
conclusion.
life where you have to make a sacrifice.
Eddie, I'm with you to the end.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
It's gonna make money.
I feel safe taking that as a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you broke my foot.
yeah, it's just this is what superhero movies have evolved into.
I mean, it looks, yeah, pretty much the same as every Venom movie. But, like, the Venom movies have done, like, surprisingly well. Not only commercially, but, like, honestly, critically, they have beaten my expectations. Like, yeah, sure, the first Venom has, like, a 30%. And the second Venom has a 57%. But 57% for Let There Be Carnage, I was shocked by. All right. And they've been steadily climbing. Maybe this is the one. This is the one that's going to be loved by critics.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of something that could possibly make this a good movie. I guess even like if it was a good story, like I just don't see Sony telling a good story.
Yeah, and it's interesting lore. I do know a little bit about the Venom planet. Like, I know that, like, on the symbiotes are like the good guys on their planet from, like, those creatures.
Yeah.
They're like the one thing that stops those creatures from, like, taking over the entire universe or something like that. So shout out to symbiotes for that reason, but I can't see them telling a good, compelling story in 2 hours, 2.5 hours, however long this thing is.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to check on that.
I'm checking it right now.
Thank you.
Hour
On the
50
runtime.
minute, not even 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
not giving Venom. And then so Venom 1 hour 52 minutes, Venom 2 hour 38 minutes, Venom 3 an hour 50 minutes.
So, and Venom 2 was apparently much better than, according to critics, much better than Venom 1. So they're going back to the hour 50. Yeah, I don't see it. I would go against you just for the memes, but we already don't have that many movies, so
Yeah.
you can go ahead and you can have this one.
Yeah.
Well, I could take the tot that I think you're going to take. Yeah, I'm going to take the tot I think you're going to take because that's just strategic. It wouldn't make sense for me to take a rot when you can't take another rot, you know. I'm playing 4D chess with this, so I'm going to take piece by piece as a tot here. So I assume this is stop motion. It's a one-of-a-kind experience. It's Gwen Stefani, Kendrick Lamar, Justin Timberlake, Timberland, Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, and Snoop Dogg. So I assume this is going to be musical. But do you know a bit more about this than I do?
All I know is that, it is just like a traditional biopic, except it's being told through Lego. So it's animated in the style of like the Lego movie, but yeah, an interesting choice for sure. But I think that for that reason, I think that the critics might like it.
All right, well, let's give it a penguin and see.
Hey, Pharrell.
Hey, how you doing, man? You know, it'd be cool is if we told my story with Lego pieces.
Seriously?
Yes.
Lego.
Just be open.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
When I was a kid, I knew I was different. And people would say, oh, that's an odd child. And that crushed my spirit. But I loved music. It was mesmerizing to me. I would see beautiful hues of light
Now,
cascading.
This is
I just thought
weird,
all black people
but I definitely, if this was a biopic, just straight up, I'd be
music was just
very
coming out
confused as to why we needed a Pharrell biopic at this point.
Yeah.
But it being Lego
Yes, sir. It's pretty simple. Just let it bounce.
makes it fun, so I'm with this.
And I feel like Pharrell Williams has like a very,
Wasn't ready.
not a young fan base, but definitely on like the younger side and can appeal to those audiences. So I definitely feel like it makes sense for him to kind of make a Lego biopic and
It does,
kind of like
yeah.
introducing like, I don't know, kids to the rap world through Lego. Kind of interesting
My imagination
concept.
would run super wild.
Dun, 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 dun.
Drop it like it's hot.
I was always a bad gangster, but you brought out a smile.
Hell yeah.
Because typically when you think of Lego, you think of like an other world or something that like you can't really see in existence.
I firmly
But
believe that everybody has talent.
I think
beauty,
that
and
this
potential.
could work with
Keep open our
just
eyes
because
to
from
a
like
whole
the
different
visionary
perspective.
imagination perspective.
Yeah, I do wonder if this opens up any trends in the future, but
Woo! Holy moly, guacamole. Legendary story, yeah?
I can see this doing very well. And you have to assume it costs a lot less than a live action biopic would.
Man, this is gonna be a
Yeah.
Lego movie, bruh.
New music as well, so it's gonna make some money on the streaming side of things. So yeah, I feel pretty good with that as a tot.
Nice. So yeah, I think that's a pretty solid choice. I will go with as a tot. I definitely would have taken that. So you were right for that. But I think I will go with Brothers.
Brothers.
All I know about this is it is Peter Dinklage. I think it's a comedy by Amazon. So let's go ahead and Penguin.
Where are my emeralds? What's the holdup? Making arrangements.
Some families have a long line of dentists or lawyers. We had a long line of felons. That's me. The big ugly one is my twin brother, Moke. I had the plans, he had the hands.
We just bought a house where we're having a kid.
Bro, come on. I am finished stealing shit. Let's do this one and split.
Hey, I have to take it down.
1, 2, 3, Dracula. We can go 2 out of 3 if you want.
Get on the floor.
I just feel like Wolfman would beat out Dracula.
Wolfman's once a month. Dracula is all the time. Use your head.
This is a new beginning, huh? Can we have some private time?
What's wrong with you?
Mom?
Oh, shit. He dented the car.
Uh-huh.
You were
physical comedy.
I can
Yeah.
apologize
Josh
for
Brolin doing
so
physical
much.
comedy. Didn't think I'd ever see it.
Apologized at all. Why are you back now?
The emeralds, worth about 4 million.
I got a plan. What it takes all of us.
Terrible plan.
Suck on my balls.
It was Brandon Fraser.
Okay. Orangutan, let's go.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So we'll definitely see if that's good enough. Wait, who's the director? Cohen. But no, I think that's I feel okay about that being a tot. I think it'll be right on the fence of it might be like a 50-60%, but
Hey, sometimes that's all you need is that 61, you know?
yep.
So I could do my normal strategy would be like boom, Netflix original, I'm taking that as a rot. But like I'd feel wrong not taking Saturday Night. They'd been advertising to me so much, so I'm gonna take it as a rot. We'll go ahead and take a look at this, give it a penguin. But if you've been to the theaters, this is another one of those movies that has overstayed its welcome for me at the theaters.
Yeah.
In terms of advertising, it's just a bit much, and I don't know. I like stuff about like the industry most of the time, and this doesn't look terrible. Like, let me get that straight. It looks very good for a period piece. It looks like the time.
Do you even know what the show is? Did anyone
It's just a little bit too patty on the back for me.
Yeah, and it I don't know if it's gonna have a strong enough story to be able to like to be able to explain why like this should have been a movie, you know.
Yeah, it feels like it could have been like a really expensive SNL skit.
Gentlemen, how long have you been standing there?
Long enough.
But Willem Dafoe's in it, so, you know.
That's logical, Dick. That's why they're paying us all to be here.
He's kind of in just every movie now,
Yeah.
which I could fuck with.
90 minutes of live television by a group of 20-year-olds who have never made anything.
Okay, so this is a bit.
Look, I don't get half the shit that they do.
You haven't locked the script. Your actors are missing.
Have you seen John Belushi?
Your crew is in open rebellion.
Jesus Christ.
Your kids aren't ready for prime time.
Everyone down to the 8th floor now!
What is this?
That's kind of exciting. We need to let the audience in.
No, you don't.
What the hell is happening? What? I'm not going to be able to protect you.
So yeah, I think that this is gonna be one of those movies that definitely has like a small cult following. Maybe just because some of the names in it, like Dylan O'Brien or people like that. But
Autoerotic asphyxiation. Who knew?
I don't think this is gonna be that great.
It doesn't look that great, but I do know that this, obviously the early era of Saturday Night Live is very infantilized. Like, people love being nostalgic for early Saturday Night Live. I don't think that'll help it out critically, but I think it could be like a sneaky profitable movie for that reason.
Yeah.
I think the Gen X loves SNL, and we've seen with stuff like, you know, Top Gun. I don't know how Reagan is doing, but Gen X shows up to the theaters.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see, but I think that one's coming out soon. So
yeah, so that's gonna be my rot. I feel okay with my selections. I think piece by piece is a pretty safe bet, and this one I could have gone with the Netflix original, which are generally rated pretty low, but wanted to be a bit gutsy. You know, I got a bit of a lead to play with. I can go out and throw one in there.
Yeah. No, I think that I feel like all of ours are gonna hit this month. So only time.
Never miss. But time will tell how we will look back in history and think about the solo Joker movies that were decided to not be a part of any universe, not have any superheroes, and just be about Joker. And the first one was pretty well received. There was a lot of hype coming into the second one as they added Lady Gaga as the supporting Harley Quinn. And did it hit the mark, Trent?
It definitely hit something. Let me tell you, because the critics put out a hit on this one. Let's just say that. No. This movie,
absolute tragedy.
This movie is pretty awful. I mean, they've been telling us for years that this is going to be a musical, right? So they told us back right when they were coming up with it. They're like, "Oh yeah, Joker 2 going to be a musical. Get ready for it."
Big musical.
And then it gets here, and people don't realize that it's a musical, but that the musical would work if Joaquin Phoenix sang good at all. I mean, I don't think this man has stepped on a Broadway once in his entire life, but like the contrast between Lady Gaga singing and Joaquin Phoenix singing, like it was night and day. Like her songs, she was doing such a beautiful rendition of songs, and then there's this amazing like musical number where she was breaking him out of Arkham Hospital, and that was amazing. But then in the next scene, like Arthur would just like be singing in a room full of people, and like I know it's supposed to be purposely bad singing, but like I want it to be enjoyable. Like it wasn't funny. It wasn't like the characters in the movie were laughing at him, but I was just in pain listening to it. But yeah, it's the whole range of emotions. So it starts out with like a it's all in his head, like Looney Tunes style thing, recap of the last movie. And then the whole movie is essentially like the people versus Arthur Fleck. So the whole movie is like him being put on trial. And so there's that plot, and then there's also the Harley Quinn plot. And going into this, I did see some spoilers online that just ended up just not being true at all. One of which was being like Lady Gaga or Harley Quinn was just all in his head the whole time, and that wasn't true. Although like I mean it was probably a good guess based on the first movie and how he built up a lot of characters in his head. But yeah, she was definitely the best part of it. Lady Gaga was. She absolutely killed it as Harley Quinn. I think I like her better than Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think that she just absolutely killed it. Like you could tell that like she put in so much work into like the character study of Harley Quinn that it really made for the only enjoyable viewing of the only enjoyable parts of that movie. Other just like weird things is like so he goes to trial. He gets like a lawyer or whatever assigned to him, or actually no, I think he chooses that lawyer, but halfway through the trial he just throws him or like throws him away and was like I'm just gonna represent myself as the defendant. And so
right,
they adjourn, and the next day he comes back fully in Joker attire and speaking in a Southern accent. Right. Nowhere did Arthur ever speak a Southern accent, but like the thick, heavy, like Alabama accent, the like I do declare, like he was just speaking like that, and it was just like what is happening right now? And it's funny because in both of these movies, both Joker 1 and Joker 2, I feel like there's like one scene in each movie where I can be like, okay, I could kind of see this being the character that goes up against Batman. There's just one scene in each of those movies. And I get that it's supposed to be like a separate thing, but like if it is supposed to be like a character study or something like that, I feel like you do need some of those aspects and traits that go along with that character. And another character they just absolutely botched is Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent is in this. He becomes Two-Face. And this just lifeless scum of a human being that they got cast as Harvey Dent. I mean, this man, maybe it's my own bias because I watched Aaron Eckhart's performance in The Dark Knight, but I mean, this was just, that's not my Harvey Dent. That's all I have to say about that. But overall, yeah, this movie was pretty bad. I think that you might be, looking at my letterbox being like, but Trent, you gave this a 3 stars. What? You're ranting about this like this, but you gave it a 3 stars. Yeah, because Lady Gaga. All right, because she fucking killed it as Harley Quinn, and I'm probably gonna lower the review, honestly, because like I slept on it, and the more I thought about it, the more things just like didn't make sense. There's this part in the movie where they bring in Zazie Beetz from the first movie. She was like the girl who Arthur like imagined himself to be in a relationship in his apartment, and they brought her on to testify on the stand, and she goes, Arthur's mom told me that she told him when he was younger that he was put on Earth to make people laugh, but she only told him that so that he wouldn't kill himself. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the, like, it like everything is just so far out of left field, and it's just like, yeah, it's just not a good movie. I'd wait for it to be on streaming and then not watch it because this movie's just not good.
Is it like so bad it's good in any ways, or is it a slog to get through?
It's definitely a slog to get through. Like towards the end, I think it's like a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, and it easily could have been like an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah.
That is tough, man. I mean, I was hoping for this movie. I don't like, I'm sure Warner Bros. Is fine, but it would be nice to just see something like that, be a win, but there was really not much hype coming out around this, like pretty much none. It was a very
after the reception of the first movie.
Yeah, the reception of the first one, you would assume that a second one that's bigger and better with Lady Gaga is gonna kill, but just really nothing to it, which does sound like a disappointment, but it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. I don't know. I think this is probably the end now that James Gunn is firmly seated in that DC role. Kind of the end of the one-off DC projects. It felt like that's kind of all DC's been doing since the split with Snyder is like, oh, what if we did like Birds of Prey? Oh, what if we did Joker? What if we did this? And maybe this is the last remnants of the directionless era of Warner Bros. And DC properties.
Yeah, let's hope so.
At least it went out on a whimper, so
yeah,
kind of a bummer, but I mean, what could you do?
Yeah. at least we still have Matt Reeves Batman movies to hold out hope for if those ever continue. But something that I didn't think was ever going to continue that ended up coming back was Lord of the Rings. So Amazon just released their second season of Rings of Power, and I just finished it. The first season was a little slow, but overall I did enjoy it. More closer towards the end, it started kind of picking up pace, and this second season was really solid up until the last episode. I mean, I think that it all kind of dawned on me after I watched the finale, because I was watching this show, right? I spent hours watching the show. Each episode's over an hour long. So really a time investment. And I was thinking, I was like, I feel like I'm watching like 4 TV shows at once. Like there's like 4 separate storylines, and I'm kind of picking and choosing which ones I want to follow. Like I'll kind of tune out when Adar comes on screen, and I'll once Prince Dern shows up on my screen, put down my phone, watching the show again. And I feel like it dawned on me. I was like, is that because I'm interested in those storylines, or is that because those are just the only good parts of the show? I mean, because like the finale came down to it, and like normally a finale, you got storylines converging, you got paths crossing of characters, and it's supposed to like pay off. It's supposed to like have some sort of resolution, even if it is just a small resolution of the overall series. But it, like, every character was in the same place, but like there was no really like spectacular character moments between them. And I'm not saying that that's all I want out of the Lord of the Rings, but like it just, the finale just fell flat for me. I mean, there was a point where I was watching the show where like there was this cave, and then there was like this big roar from the cave, and then I was like, oh my God, are we gonna get a dragon here? I was like, wait, I don't think that's in the budget. I was like, wait, the budget's $1 billion. They have $1 billion to spend on this. Like, why can't there be a dragon here?
$1 billion is a crazy budget.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really torn on it, because there are some really good performances in it, but the more I like slept on it and looked back on it, I like there's only like 3 or 4 characters really that I'm completely interested in at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough shake, especially a lot of these franchises are trying to establish characters beyond the, I guess you could say, like initial franchisization of the franchise.
Yeah.
And it can get really messy, and it is costing studios billions at this current point.
Yeah, literally billions. That's pretty much all I had for the Lord of the Rings rant. I mean, I think that the writer's strike did kind of did hit in like the last episode and a half. So maybe that kind of explains it. But yeah, we'll see. It did get renewed for season 3, so we're gonna keep watching that garbage.
Yeah, and I think it's in an interesting point right now. There's not really any, Best Picture noms. This year has been a rough year for movies, and it's pretty obvious as to why. We're, kind of seeing the remnants of the writer's strike here. So hopefully next year is going to be a more solid year as we kind of wind up the last couple months of 2024. But it'd be interesting to see if there's, one last real solid movie in it. We got through a few big ones throughout the year, but we always have Venom: The Last Dance.
Yep. Always looking forward to Venom: The Last Dance.
And we'll catch you guys next time when we will have hopefully watched Venom: The Last Dance. I don't actually know when that comes out, but If we hadn't watched it, we would spiritually have watched it, as all of us will.
Yep. Facts.
And that does it for our October show. I thank you all for sticking with us throughout this. Sorry there was a bit of a delay, but yeah, we should be doing weekly episodes. We'll see how that goes. But if not, there is always content to watch on the YouTube channel if you are an audio listener, or if you are a video watcher of video, then go ahead and check us out on Spotify. Give us a rating or subscribe if you haven't already. I think most of our viewers aren't subscribed, so we'd love to get to 100 before the end of the year. Show us that, we're not just talking to no one here.
Yep. Please do.
But other than that, have a great one, and we'll see y'all next time.
Deuces. Thanks, guys.
Peace.